Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. As you guys know, like I've always said, I'm here to unite the people with the truth instead of dividing you with the lies. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know, if you're aware of the Repatriation Movement, as you know, I've always talked about it, right? You know, mostly we would talk about Black Americans, since I live in America, and Black Americans are the most popular Black group. You can't deny that, right? But today, I'm going to talk about a syndrome that even Black Americans themselves are not familiar with. You see, many are familiar with the plantation fights in Black America. But what we don't realize is this repatriation thing they talk about, this Pan-Africanist thing, is all based in scam. Not that I'm not saying there isn't people who are genuine about this. Even Gavi, who they like to invoke, you do realize Gavi, when he was in the United States, he was, convicted of fraud, mail fraud, right? We don't know how true it is or not, because some say he was agitating, quote unquote, the white supremacists. But you do realize the KKK did meet with Marcus Garvey. They liked his idea. For whatever reason, KKKs don't like Black people, but they liked Garvey. But somehow the United States government found a way. Eventually, they, found Garvey guilty, right? And they deported Garvey from the United States to Jamaica. Jamaica is in the Caribbean islands, okay? Populated by Black people who got there through slavery. I'm from the Gambia, a West African country, small West African country, a little over 2 million people. If you look at the map of Africa, it is the lip of Africa. So therefore, you understand, I'm not Jamaican, but here's a big but, right? Jamaica is no United States. I don't know, Jamaica is pretty much similar to Gambian standard. They both need development, right? So it would be very funny to see a Jamaica is pretty much a third world country, okay? A Jamaican to tell a Gambian person, questioning them, what are they doing for Gambia? Oh, they say they're going to Gambia, Africa, Ghana, these places to save, quote unquote, save Africans. This was what the conversation used to be. They say Babylon is falling. The white man is wicked. The white man is killing the Black man. But I always found it really funny where I'm like, okay, these Black people, They speak of a country they don't live in, which is the United States of America. When they give their oppression, their stories of what they consider to be oppression from the white man, is always an American story, because you see the white men have freed Jamaica a long time ago from the plantation. Just because they freed the people doesn't mean the plantation habit disappeared. Even though many relocated to England, to be specific, the UK, eventually they caught the Negropean Syndrome, to where even the man that we're discussing here today, he named himself after that syndrome. What do we know this Negropean for? We know the Negropean for attacking other quote unquote people that are repatriating to Africa. Many people that are watching might think, oh, Afridamus, why are you talking about this? This is no different than all the other topics, because you see, this is for educational purposes, for us Africans to see what is coming our way. Because you see, when we have an individual whose mother or father, whoever, moved to the UK, like I moved from the Gambia to the United States because of better opportunities. I'm guessing that's why his folks moved from Jamaica to the UK, a white country, right? He was born there, he became a black British. So he's second generation. But this Negropean syndrome, I have noticed, is not just, this one individual exhibiting it. No, I've even seen second generation Africans or people who grew up there who exhibit the same characters. So when you, the African, you're dealing with these people, you're seeing things, but you're not really understanding what is happening. I'm here to break this down for you. Okay? I'm here to break this down for you. We have people that moved to the Gambia, right? People like Blacksett, Juliet. The Negropean was the first one to come out and say he is exposing them, because quote unquote these people are scamming other diasporans. Like I said, we always talk about Americans, right? Black American, but you don't talk about the other side, the Jamaican, Black British Jamaicans. You don't talk about them, because most of these people are tying themselves to the American story. So the unapologetic Negropean comes on the internet and tells the whole world that his fellow British Jamaican, Juliet Blacksett, who is in the Gambia, the country where I'm from, right? So that piqued my interest because I'm from there. So I want to know what's going on. He was the one that told us that she's a scammer. But he didn't stop there, right? One time he brought her to the interview for people to pick on this woman. But everybody was focused. It seems like people were focused on the drama or entertainment, right? But I was paying attention to what is being said. And I noticed Juliet came on. She came on that quote unquote interview. The Negropean was running the stream. She kept referring to him by James, meaning they are on a first name basis. There's a lot of things that people tend to miss. Like these people are acquainted with each other. They know each other. They communicate online, offline. For her to call him by his first name. But mind you, it is the Negropean that came to tell us this woman is a fraudster. She's a scam. He's the one that told us this, right? But he was communicating with her somehow. Communication was happening. So I said, okay, I watched the video and I listened I watch what's going on. I said, all right, there's a scam going on here. This woman, something is fishy. So I said, I'm gonna press on her. I made several videos, challenged her to come to the floor to clear her name. She wouldn't take the bait. So we move on, right? The Negropean continues to say he wants to take down all these fraudsters. So as he's taking down these fraudsters, he started, quote unquote, his own company, oversight. What is oversight supposed to do? Oversight is supposed to help prevent you from the fraudsters. A good thing, right? That would be a good thing. But let's look at the man, how he operates. Because with the Negropean being around, who needs a white supremacist? There is nobody. I mean, pretty much all these people that are going to this place, he is the only person telling us that these people are not good people. He's the only one that gets to dictate who is good and who isn't. But you see, when somebody is a liar and a scammer, when you're in doubt, just let them keep talking. Give them the rope for them to keep to hang themselves. Because you see, when I come, I look at a person, I listen to what they are saying. The Negropean, either he's dumb, ignorant, or just plain old a liar. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's pretending to be African. He's using the same buzzwords that all these Pan Africans are using, saying we are in a community, we are one people. And I've also noticed that in the some of the second generation, blacks, Africans, British who are in England. For example, I'll give you his name, Mr. Uganda. That's another one, right? Who, for some reason, this individual, they call him mate in England. You guys say mate. That's another person who he's second generation, right, from Uganda. But they like to talk about these things, this African repatriation thing. So it's trending for them, right? So they are even too lazy to make proper research to understand what they are talking about. They have no clue about what they are talking about. But they would come out here and spew nonsense, right? So some people just go along and they're like, man, what is going on? So, me being the person who is in the business of learning about human beings, they call that anthropologists, right? There is entire subjects about this set up by white people. You could go to the 13th grade and learn about human beings, understand different cultures and different behaviors. You could see this for yourself. So with them, they are blind. They don't understand. They just say using plain old blind blackness. So the Negropean definitely has an agenda. We can all agree here, right? Because he said he's getting rid of these scammers. But in fact, the Negropean was getting information. He gets his information from the same people he talks about, and they fall out. So as I noticed, I kept observing. I said, hey, this is not going to work. Let me add my voice onto this because these people are coming with baggage. They have this syndrome called the Negropean Syndrome. This doesn't match with the culture of the place they are going to. They are bringing drama and they want to make it a group thing. If, for instance, they were in Madagascar dealing with those people, I wouldn't even care to talk about this. But the Negropean didn't stop there. He had to talk about the actual natives of who are from that land, me being one of those people. So he made a video that said diasporan Gambians, better or better. Excuse his accent. He doesn't know how to say better. But I'm about to play that video for you, right? So Here is a man who said he wants to relocate to Africa or do business there. He didn't grow up there. He knows nothing about Africa other than the fantasy that him and many others created. Mind you, I was born and raised there. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not fantasizing about these things. But if you look at it, Americans, Black Americans, the target of the Negropean and his crew, are they the targets? Because many of them, like him, he's second generation, right? Still has the immigrant mentality, probably still hustling. So for him to chop down all these people that he's telling us that are bad and evil people, and then he wants to step in that vacuum. I want you to understand exactly what is playing out in front of you. And I want Gambian people to wake up, Ghanaian people to wake up, Africans in general to wake up to what they are seeing. Just because the individual comes and said, "Oh, I'm African. Oh, I can just wake up," for instance, because imagine most of these people are socialized in a system where you could just wake up and say, "I'm a man today." "Oh, I'm a woman." Like gender is fluid. This is what these Negropeans are socialized in. So for someone like that to come and say, "I'm African," he has no problem saying that because it holds no meaning. So sometimes things he says, they sound like he's being entertaining, but there are people in real life that get affected by it. I can lay out his file, that, anybody that have common sense, it would be disturbing to you. If you don't remember, did you guys remember when he interviewed the whore from Equatorial Guinea on his platform? 2 interviews. You could watch it and see how spiteful this man was. They were literally doxing another man, even though these people talk about blackness, right? Doxing another man, which this doxing was actually going to affect them in real life. It's not just some internet talk, right? In real life. And I watched, someone sent me this and I watched it. I was like, okay, yes, you can call yourself African, but I don't have to associate with people like that. It seems like these people, they have this scorn woman syndrome. It's like a pattern. Mr. Uganda is another one that threatened to say they are going to dox me. So these people, they have this negative feminine energy. Anytime things don't go their way, they want to dox other people as if they're going to get something out of it. So he might pretend, for instance, even Mr. Uganda and um, Negropean, and you're going to have DMF. Mind you, what do all these people have in common? All black Brits. They might be from Africa, whatever, but they grew up and socialized in that society. What is it about these men that they have these feminine traits? They are, like they get angry, they easily break down. Is it because they are lame? Are they just baiters? Because you see, we should know about other black people that come in our midst. These are lame people. People that behave like they have sugar in their tank because the behavior matches it. So as you guys know, I'm going to hit on DMF too. You guys remember DMF, right? The man that comes to this channel, pretends to be friend of this channel, right? So he came here, he screamed, "Your mother," to someone. This man was very upset, right? Every time he comes on the panel, he is mad. So he didn't get his way. He decided he goes to Tattletale at the Negropean channel. We will play all that for you guys to see. For you guys to see for yourself. the type of people you are interacting with. What is it? Is the Queen of England putting something in the tea to emasculate these guys? To get these guys to act the way they are acting? Look, I'm familiar with black people in America. If you notice on this internet here, notice I haven't had problems with black Americans. They would disagree with me. Like I'm familiar with that. But the gossipy male, you have to confront it head on. And this Africa doesn't need this. When we talk repatriation, it has to be based in facts. Imagine there's going to be a lot of young people watching this. And you've got people like a guy calling himself the unapologetic Negropean. And the unapologetic, is he a scammer? I know one thing is for sure. The guy is a liar, and I'm about to prove that to you right here and right now. He's going to tell us how much of a liar he is with his own tongue. Or maybe he's going to say, oh, it's just the internet. Watch this man's character. Look, if you lay down with dogs, don't be surprised when you wake up with fleas on you. If you are rolling down on the mat with prostitutes of London, we seeing you on camera giving platform to nonsense like that. How can we as a people with character, people that are cultured, why would we want to associate with people like this? And another thing, I want Africans that are watching, Black Americans, everybody that is watching, I want you to pay close attention to the type of characters I'm about to describe here. It might look like a soap opera, but these guys are clowns. These guys are betas. They are simps. And I'm about to prove that to you. Give me a minute. First, I'm going to play a video that the Negropean made on his own, right? I want you to pay close attention to everything that he's going to be saying in this video about me, because he took the time to make, an entire video about me. But since he asked for it, and I'm in the business of analyzing videos, why don't we analyze the unapologetic Negropean and see what the unapologetic syndrome looks like? So he's taking the time to make a video about me. Let's hear what the unapologetic Negropean said about your favorite YouTuber, the Afridamus. And I will respond in a second. You see, I noticed there's like this weird feeling, not just a feeling, when you listen to these people. They say, oh, we're going to Africa to save the people. And then they see people like me. Am I the one that's supposed to save them, or they save me? What are you saving the Africans from? But in the meantime, all we hear is you guys are scamming and scheming, fighting one another, attacking different people. How are you saving the Africans? He wants me to go save, Gambians. Hey, look, I'm not that big-headed thinking I have the power to go save anybody. I don't have the power to save anyone. I don't. Save you from what? You notice they never say this. When they speak of Africans, it is followed by, we want to save them. But then they see someone like me who debunks their narrative. They want to see me broke and destitute. But when they don't see that, it pisses them off. And if he's looking for a job, he can certainly move to America and work for me. I am an employer, not an employee, if he must know. So I'm about to play this. You guys hear what the fake unapologetic Negropean is saying about Afridamus.
Said this. I said it as a joke, but I was being honest. Are they better or are they better? Are they people that have come out, pretending to be, the heroes of the Gambia? Are they the heroes of the Gambia, or are they just the great pretenders? People who are trying to grow their YouTube channels and who are struggling.
So you guys hear that, right? So he's talking about me and a couple other Gambian people who have YouTube channels just like him. And I'll tell you the Negropean, um, if I'm on YouTube just like you, why does the Negropean have a problem with this? Why does he have a problem with this? You're about to find out why he has a problem with someone like me. You want to relocate to Africa. You said you want to start a company. Never said anything about it. Hey, knock yourself out. You see, I'm a firm believer in people pursuing their dreams. Wherever you get that dream from, you go for it. So you are on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. So you're growing your channel, I'm growing my channel. But I guess it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me, right? Because quote unquote in your head, maybe I came from the bush, right? Africans, I want you to realize when people are speaking, not all, but people like him, he hates his African phenotype. Just listen to the way he speak when it comes to Africans. See, I'm not gonna do what he did to other people, where he attacks them personally. He wants them to get in trouble. No, I'm gonna base everything on facts for people to see. Let's continue.
Should we even give them that platform to talk about their own country in a negative way? Should somebody just turn around to Afridamus and say, and
So did you hear that? So should somebody turn around to Afridamus and tell him to shut the fuck up? Why don't you do it? In fact, ladies and gentlemen, believe this or not, right? I have contacted the Negropean a few months back to have a conversation with the guy in front of everybody, right? No beefing, just normal conversation. Normal conversation. We communicated via email. When the day came, he disappears. So I was like, okay, interesting. So if you hear, I've given this guy, in fact, backhanded compliments. He is dumb, but he isn't that dumb. He knew they were backhanded compliments, right? So it's okay. This guy is free. He is free to do whatever or say whatever he wants. But other people, in his eyes, they cannot do it. So you're over there chasing land scammers, according to you, right? Or telling us about how the Back family's farm is failing. You like to report on those things. But now, if you want to report on the Afridamus, you should have taken that interview so that the YouTube streets can see the conversation take place in front of all of us instead of you assuming things. People, I want you to remember, he made this video in December of 2021, like last month, right? So he made another one following after this video. The title wasn't about me, but he talked there about me again. And listen to what this man says. It completely contradicts everything he presented. So if he doesn't mind lying straight on tape in front of the whole YouTube, imagine dealing with him individually, let's say with his quote unquote oversight. If you think Juliet is terrible, imagine this guy. You haven't even given him your money yet. And I'm about to show you what a liar he is.
Do something constructive. Do something constructive for ECOWAS, for anything. Yeah, there are people there. Yeah, there are billionaires there who don't need, who can miss that.
What would you like me to do for ECOWAS? What, you want me to send them flowers, chocolate, popcorn? What do you want me to do for them? Because you see, I'm a free human being. I get to do the things I enjoy. I get to do the things that give me peace and happiness. Ding, 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 in case you don't understand that. I'm a firm believer that people are free to go wherever they feel like they can get to. That's how I operate. I'm not worried about what you or someone else is doing. That's the least of my worries. I could care less. But now you're worried about what? Do something for ECOWAS. Hey, give me suggestions. Why, you want me to donate to ECOWAS? Which one is it? Let me know.
Money and build a road instead. Yes, there is, but why do we always look for other people to do those things? We've been doing this for a long time. We know the leaders are corrupt. We know they are. What's the next move? You seem to know everything. What's the next move? It's frustrating. It really is.
So he wants to know what the next move is. So the guy haven't even explained to us what he wants me to do. But I want you to continue listening to the scamming side of this man. Listen to the conversation and how he tries to pass off something within this conversation, to stick in your mind. Just listen.
It's frustrating, but it is what it is. Let's have a look at what you guys say. I don't even believe 80% of the rubbish you pretend to know firsthand or seen anywhere in the continent. Don't know who you're talking to, but I'll leave that there. If you would really talk to Gambians on the ground, you'd know they are not as stupid and naive as you draw them here. You got to put the @ sign so we know who you're talking.
Christopher Kane, he doesn't live in Gambia. He lives in Austria. He's Jamaican, born in the UK, now lives in Austria. Okay, so he's lecturing to an actual African, born and raised, trying to tell me what I need to be doing. That's what he's attempting at doing. What's the solution? Hey, maybe I can create the underside that would check the oversight. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Since that's the solution he came to, in fact, I would be in a better position to create this. I am more legit than you because I actually happen to know the place, know the culture, know the language, know how to navigate. What is the Negropean going to do for you? What is he going to do for you? Let's just be real. He can't do anything for you but steal your money. You have to remember, this man is jealous of the people that he's talking about. He wants to do exactly what they are doing. I mean, this land scamming thing looks like a Jamaican crime. You know how the 419 is, like the online crime is for certain group of people. Maybe this is the new hustle for the Jamaicans. If you notice, right? The Black Americans, they go there, they buy their land. So literally, they are the targets. They got to buy from these people. And now in the Gambia, it seems like there's a power struggle. They want a leader of quote unquote the repats. They want to create a community. Imagine yourself being a part of a quote unquote a community that this dude is a part of. No, I'm good. I understand some might say, oh, it's just the internet. Nah, if I'm not gonna, there are certain people that I wouldn't deal with in real life. So the internet is not different. It's no different.
Talking to, I don't know. But yeah, okay. I never said that. If you're talking about me, I never said that Gambians are stupid, but they are definitely having the wool pulled over their eyes at this present moment. And they've been doing that for decades now. And something needs to change. Let's have a look. Supergirl, will this be the beginning of a public fallout with someone we know to be from there? E.g. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Shout out to Supergirl. See, that's my moderator. Sounds like my moderator was there, reminding him because of his hypocrisy. You guys, EG, which is Equatorial Guinea. So you guys know the whore from Equatorial Guinea. She was there too, apparently, but he was hitting her because, look, it doesn't matter how much lipstick you put on a pig, it's still a pig. Just because you put lipstick on a pig, you think all of a sudden that pig is going to be a model? No, it's still a pig. He was trying to do that, and I bet you that's what Supergirl is calling his attention to. But let's see what he says.
Who's E.G.? Oh gosh, who's E.G.? Oh dear. Let's have a look. Yeah, exactly, BB. No roads to drive their expensive cars. Who does that? Who does that? It's just, oh, man. Do they have no embarrassment? It's crazy.
So the Negropean wants to know what the Africans are doing. Jamaica is a third world country. Sir, I immigrated to the United States when I was a grown-up already. So I had to get work permit, I had to get green card and all that. I had to go through that process. You were born and raised in the UK. You didn't have to apply for no, work permit. You're already in that culture. What is your excuse? What are you doing for Jamaica? Since you want to question Africans like myself, what are we doing for Gambia? What are you doing for Jamaica? I think this guy needs shea butter on those hands.
Crazy. What do we mean by beta, not alpha?
Guys, excuse his accent. He means beta. He's saying beta. So he likes to point out people's accent, right? I'm like, dude, if you come to the country where I live, the United States, the greatest country on the face of this planet, right? Since he hates when I say that, I know he wants to be American so bad. You should go hear what he says about America. But then he hates me. He hates me for loving America. People, don't you find it weird and crazy if I'm talking crazy about America, how unhappy I am in America and continue to live in America? Wouldn't that, wouldn't that sound crazy to you? So obviously, if I continue to live in America, that should tell you I love the place. I'm not the type that's gonna fake the funk. No. Just because you are not happy doesn't mean I shouldn't be happy. But you would hear him say it in this video.
You know, are these the cream of Gambian society? Is this what we have? You know, propelling and protecting the Gambian people, and being a voice for them? Is Amy Joby the person who we have? Is that all we got?
So, are you all that East London got? Or are you all that Jamaica has? I mean, you're here on YouTube with a YouTube channel just like me. So, since you're talking on YouTube and I'm talking on YouTube, now that makes us heroes, right? Right? Oh, oh, I get it. I get it. This only works for you because you are a Negropean. Africans, I want you to pay attention. You are only cool if you go along with the BS. You are only cool if you go along with people like him to try to speak for you. Then you are a cool African, right? If they could pay you 50 cents an hour, then you're doing good. So you're telling a man, oh, 50 cents an hour or $50 an hour. Hey, that's an easy pick. That's an easy pick. But you have dummies like him saying, oh, we're going to start a company in Africa. But he doesn't live in Africa. What is this company going to be about? What is it going to be about? Look, African people, we need to wake up. I understand some of you are into this repatriation thing, the Pan-African thing. I mean, come on, man, let's just keep it real. Is this what you expect? People like him? Is that what you expect? A gossip queen from Buckingham Palace? Is that what you want? Come on.
Yeah, because these people, they feel like betas. They feel like betas because they haven't really made the right types of noises. They've been in the diaspora for long enough. Don't you think they should have made some sort of positive contribution?
So, people, I want you to remember what he said here. He said, these people have been in the diaspora long enough, right? And one thing, let's establish this. His title says, Diasporan Gambians, better or better. So remember this, that's what his title is. So, meaning he's confirmed I'm Gambian, just like the people he put me in the video with. So there's no confusion. He knows I'm from Gambia. But let's continue, and you will see in another video after this if that's going to be the case.
Contribution left a legacy for those people who are still back in the Gambia, who would love to be in the position of being able to work a normal 9 to 5 in a first world country.
So if there are Gambians who wish to live in a first world country like America, where I live, what's that have to do with me? Like, what does that have to do with me? Oh, are you suggesting maybe I should leave the United States so they can be my replacement? I mean, if that's what you're suggesting, just say it. Those Gambians that have the dream to come to America, to work in America, like you're saying, what is stopping them? What does that have to do with me? Absolutely nothing. But let's continue.
Civilized country. Yeah, that's the question. You are not interested in Gambia, in Africa at all. You are just jumping on a bandwagon of clickbait. Is there a lot of people talking about this? I didn't know that there were lots of people talking about this. I didn't know that.
This is how he plays dumb. When people ask him question, he plays dumb. Oh, I didn't know many people were talking about this. I didn't know. Just answer the damn question, but he won't.
There was a bandwagon to be jumping on. But yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Black Righteous folks. Yeah, I know that. Bro, what is your background? You, the Mr. Unapologetic. My background. It's a good question, but we're not talking about me.
The Negropean, why don't you tell us what your background is? Since you seem to know everyone's background. Why don't you tell us your background? Let's see if he's going to do that.
We're not talking about me. Come on, man. And do we really need to say this? I've said this a million times now. Whew. No. I'm going to stay on course. Yeah, I know that, Equatorial Guinea. So, the way I see it is that I think that you have these people who should be more focused on bringing themselves together and doing something positive for the countries in which they have come from.
Okay, so because I'm Gambian, those people are Gambian, they have YouTube channel, I have YouTube channel. So I should, we should just come together, and, come up with a plan just because we're all Gambians. That would mean we have similar interests, right? We like similar things. Our ambitions are the same. Do you guys hear how stupid this is? Africans, think about it. These people like him, not all, but people like him, they don't see you as an individual. They see you as a group, as a collective. They're trying to pull you into that collective group. So, of all the people I could find that could give me advice on what to do in the Gambia, I'm going to choose a man who suffers from the Negropean Syndrome. What would that make me? What would that make me? Maybe if I'm looking to catch me a white girl in Vienna, even then, I've heard you talk. You're a simp. Even then, I don't need your consultation. So, I don't get his point. He hasn't told the audience what he wants me to do because he doesn't have ideas. He has zero idea. He has zero clue about what he's talking about. His interest is to find and expose people who are scamming, right? Who have I scammed? Who have I scammed? Exactly. Crickets.
I don't see that. I see scammers doing it and then patting themselves on the back
Why aren't you the landlord? Yes, you. Why aren't you the landlord? Every day.
Sorry,
You know,
guys, with
they
the
know that there's a massive void there of people who are just coming just to help out for no reason whatsoever. You know, just because out of the goodness of their own hearts, they know they have that.
so I know this that there's a massive void, people who could just help. He's convinced. I know this. So whatever that void is, Negropean, maybe he can help later come in the comment section and explain what void he is talking about. But he can't. It doesn't exist. He's just making up stuff.
And so this is a really easy way for those scammers who have gone to the Gambia to scam land from landowners. It's a really easy way to acquire that land. It's really a nice thing that they have done. I'm trying to look for the guys. If you want to come in, the link is in the. Have a decent amount of paved roads, even outside the city. But in the same way, we need to learn. Like I keep talking about the Chinese, just learn from them.
Okay, guys, you've seen that, right? He he knows I'm from Gambia. He made the video, right? So let's see when him and his fellow British queen, gossip queen, meet each other in another stream. If you guys think I'm making this up, I want you to see how these people think, how they operate. So they are bringing this plantation drama to the Gambia. And Ghana, this is what you're seeing. Amilka, I'm not sure what he's trying to imply, but the guy is ridiculous. But let me bring this video for you guys to see how he contradicts himself. Only a scammer would do such a thing. Give me a second here. Oh, give me. Okay. This is the second video. So you see, he made another video called Diners and Go Black, understanding the language of the Afro hustler. So he's going to tell us who the Afro hustlers are.
Pan-African, we look upon ourselves from outside inward, other cultures from inward out. Indoctrination.
So here's a viewer named Maria. Maria writes, "This is what we do to each other as Black people. Pull each other down on YouTube. Why? Why?" Maria wants to know, right? So think about it. You, as an African, you hear somebody like the unapologetic Negropean, and you're seeing his work and the things he talks about, how he attacks other people. He attacks other people, right? Not just online. He insults people. He doxes other people. Go look at his videos. So if you're seeing it, him doing this to other people he calls Black people, if he's doing that to them, what do you think he'll do to you? So this is why I question the flat Blackness every single time, because of people like him. He's bringing a mentality that he grew up with. He might sometimes play it off to act like he's just playing around. But what about when he actually went after somebody just from a YouTube disagreement to try to get them fired from their job? What about that? When he collaborated with that whore to do that? I mean, that's a low blow. Oh, fabricating lies on people is not worth it. So if you go with him on this quote unquote oversight, I would love to eventually report on the outcome of that.
DMF. Most of Afridama's topics are all about indirectly causing disputes between people. He's sitting there preaching like a school teacher. Is Afridamus Gambian? I thought he was.
Did you guys hear this? So I played the first video where this man made, an hour plus worth of video about Gambian diasporans, put me there, let everybody know that I'm from the Gambia, right? You guys heard him. So that video was December 19, 2021. This is January 15, 2022. So January 15, 2022 came after December 9th, 2021, meaning by 2022, he already knew and established that I'm Gambian. So at this point, either he's just dumb or playing dumb or just a liar. So you guys see here DMF, a guy that called into this show, right? You guys remember the guy who was crying because people disagreed with him? Started yelling and screaming, throwing temper tantrums? That guy? Yes, him. So he goes over to the Negropean channel since they suffer from the same syndrome. They're both from England, the UK. Look at what he wrote. DMF said most of Afridamus topics are all about indirectly causing disputes between people. Him sitting there preaching like a school teacher. So the topic is not even about me, right? So you have a bunch of these guys who come up, they look like men, but they suffer from, mama trauma, and then that comes out in a dramatic form. So that's what you are seeing. Many of you are not even understanding what you are seeing, but I'm breaking it down. I have noticed this with the Black British guys. The Black British guys, not all, but most of them. If you can just think back and pay attention, look at the behavior. The Negropean, he's much calmer delivering it, but it's the same group of people, the same behavior. So he goes there. He's had opportunities to call here. If he thought this is what my topics are about, he could have grown the balls and say it to me. But rather, you would go to a gossip column and talk about me, even though the topic wasn't about me. People, there's a reason why I'm addressing this, because I want young ones that are watching to understand that sometimes, even it's just like in the playground, you have these beta males who run their mouth, they have feminine tendencies. You have to confront them and point out their lies and their gossipy ways. Like I said, it's all educational. It just so happened this Negropean you're seeing, he is at the forefront of exhibiting this behavior online. But as you guys see, that's DMF, who pretended to be a friend of this show. But let's continue.
always Gambian. He could be Senegalese, right? I don't understand him. Honestly, I don't understand him. Sometimes I hear him talk. When you sit down and listen to him, you listen to him, you listen to the way he talks about certain countries, listen to the way he talks about Africa. It's really weird because he's clearly African. His phenotype is unmistakable, right?
So this guy is not African, right? But he looks African just like me, right? He seems to have issues with speaking as if I have ever said I am not African. You know, you can be from an African country and still be an American citizen, right? Both things are correct. You can do these things. So he said, the way I speak about African countries, mind you, I'm from Africa, right? I know the culture. I know what we need. I understand how people think. I see it for myself. So why would I need someone who, just simply because he said he's black, his ancestors are from Africa, but not him, he doesn't understand anything? So how can you tell me what I'm saying about Africa, where I'm from, I'm putting Africa down? Like, how does that even make sense? Dude, you're not from there. How can you tell me what I'm talking about if I'm talking about where I'm from, what it's like, explaining what could change, what the issues are? Why would that be a problem for him? You know why? Because he wants to come here and create the African fantasy. Because his understanding of America is through TV, right? He really thinks American people are dumb. He thinks American people are dumb. You're going to hear this in the conversation as we keep going. And you're going to hear his lie. He has already told one lie in this, right? He said thought I'm quote unquote Senegalese. People, everyone that watches me here, has anyone ever heard me? Has anyone ever heard me say I'm Senegalese? Has anyone ever heard me say this? No, but the guy made an entire video letting people know I'm from Gambia prior, right? But let's continue and hear more of his nonsense. Mind you, he was talking about go black and diners. So DMF, a British beta male, a Ghanaian British beta male, distracted him. It's like, hey, UN, why don't we comment about that great Black American, Afridamus? If you don't believe me, let's see his next comment.
But he talks about Africa so negatively, so badly, and about how it was better for him to run away. And then when you hear him talk about America, it's America this, America that, it's almost as if he's someone who's fresh, green, wet behind the ears, just somebody that's only been in America, or perhaps only been in a country with decent infrastructure for the first time, and is just looking around.
So I want you to pay attention to where he's going with this, right? He said, I talk about America as if I'm green, I'm new, I talk about infrastructure. Africans, I want you to pay attention, and this is for Black Americans too. Notice how people like him, not just him, even blacks, these other British repat hustlers, the black ones, right? Remember how they talk to you, the Black American? They try to convince you that America is terrible. They don't live in America. So that's what he's doing. Oh, the way Afridamus talks about America, maybe he's green, he's fresh. Okay. So what's wrong with the way I speak about this place. What's wrong with it? Oh, because you watch George Floyd, you heard about the news, now you think that's every black person's experience in America. So you're talking about TV stuff. So he's going to tell us how much he knows America more than me. Remember, in the other video, he said, I've been here a long time, right? Now let's hear what his idea of long time is.
Oh, these roads. Let's talk about these roads. It's really weird that he's like that. Yeah. But he's definitely another person. He may not have a massive following, but he's another person who takes advantage and manipulates people. Okay, diasporans.
So you guys heard that. I'm another person who takes advantage and manipulate people. Manipulate them to do what? So people never ask questions. They look at this guy, he says stuff, they don't question him. Manipulate them to do what? He can't tell you what I'm manipulating people to do. But let's continue.
Diasporans should not be telling Africa what to do. They should keep quiet and listen. Speak last. Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
So if you agree with that, why would you try to come and tell me about Africa when I'm from Africa? The person is saying diasporans should not be telling Africans pretty much what to do. So you think this guy you're seeing on your screen, this is who Africans want to listen to? Come on. I mean, Africa, we can't really lower ourselves that way. Come on. I get it. People want to give us their second-hand machines, second-hand stuff, but we shouldn't be taking second-hand people like him. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So question him when he says these things.
I don't, I did a video on Africans, diasporans, and whether they are, worth our time watching, listening. I just find it impressive that a lot of these people, especially the Gambians, that's the weird one. They talk about Gambia they love it, and then they run from it.
Which Gambian, that ran away from Gambia? Because see, he's referring to me. You do realize it's not only people like you who were born in the West who are free to go wherever they want. Some of us Africans actually also do have the means and ways to travel to wherever we want to travel to. It's just normal. But you see, Africans, pay attention to the way some of these people talk about you, what they think of you. Just listen to exactly what's coming out of his mouth.
At the first opportunity, they get on that plane, they go, get a house in South London, or it doesn't take them long.
Sounds like someone is jealous. Oh, how dare these people come from this poor little country, run over here and go to South London and get a house real quick. Sounds like he's pissed at this. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting.
It's crazy. Yeah, Afridamus thinks he's African American, looking down on Africa. Yeah.
Guys, You guys see another one, right? This is by DMF. He said, Afridamus actually believes he is African American looking down on other Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, when did I ever look down on other Africans? So you see, this is another thing that I keep telling Black people that watch me, right? See, I don't pretend that I'm African American. I'm in fact African American. It's on paper. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to. I was born in an African country, moved to America, became an American citizen. So what would you call that, people? I'm from an African country. So I fit all that criteria. So I have it on paper, proof, fact, to show that I am in fact an African American. You think somebody who just came to America fresh and just walk into America, they are going to qualify to call themselves African American? That's not how it works. You have to earn being an African American. You don't just show up to America and then one day you decide, hey, you know what? I am an American. I'm African American. It doesn't work that way. If you don't believe me, go online and check for yourself. See for yourself, right? They have the boxes in America when you're filling out boxes. Like we have for Black, you are Gambian American. For Black righteous folks, there is no box that said Gambian American. Isn't Gambia in Africa? Isn't Gambia in Africa? So I'm sometimes confused about her too, the Black righteous folks. She claims to be Indian. Why would an Indian native person care about an African actually claiming his rightful, place as an African American? People, think about this for a minute. Think about what I'm saying here. I understand some of you, this sounds crazy whatsoever, but why would I call myself something that is not on paper? Like, why would I do that? Look, if I say I'm African American, that doesn't mean I'm not Gambian. Think. If they put a box that says Gambian American, guess which box I'm going to be checking? I would be happy to check that box, but I got to rep the continent as a whole. But I've got a group of people who are not even from the continent of Africa trying to tell me, an actual African, that I cannot say I'm African American. Hey, you get to pick. You notice I didn't say I'm Black American. So, but I don't want to stay on that here. But you see, look at this, right? The MF says Afridamus actually believes he's African American looking down on other Africans. So is DMF saying that if you're African American, that means you are higher than Africans? Because that would be the only reason why he would say such a thing. You see, Black people especially, when you get people like DMF, they come in this chat trying to mock you about slavery. But look at it, deep down, there's a reason why they mock you like that, because they look up to you. Look at the guys just simply thinking in his head, oh, Afridamus thinks he is Black American, therefore looking down on Africans. But the guy cannot name a situation where I've looked down on an African. What does that even mean? What does that even mean, people? That's all I'm asking. I see that some of these people are hanging on. Oh, you should say Gambian American. Some of you make me laugh. Seriously. It's funny when people, when it comes to this identity thing, let's put it this way. I go with what the white man who gave me the American citizen says. He said, Afridamus, you're African American. And guess what? I am African American. But let's allow the Negropean to tell us. That's a whole nother different topic. I'm going to do a show on how I became African American another day.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That is a man who loves the United States of America too much. Just too much. Because I don't love that country. And I lived there probably longer than he did. Or he has. I'm not sure how long he's been there for. But I've been there. I lived there for a while. 5 years. 4.5 years, if I want to be exact.
So, this is how a stupid person talks. He doesn't know how long I've lived in the US, right? He doesn't know, but he claims he's lived in America longer than me. Can somebody let this idiot know? Maybe I can't tell you the math, but I've lived in America way before Barack Obama became president. Barack Obama, the first mixed American president, that guy. So before he ever became president, when I came to America, people were still using pagers, the page. It was still the AOL era. MTV was still the place to go to. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He said he lived in America for about 4 years. Then he gets deported, right? See, this is where the cultural difference is. Somebody from where I come from, even the thing that he said got him deported, people that came from where I come from, if they get deported for whatever reason, I can assure you, they will not be proudly telling people about how they got deported. They will be too embarrassed. So that's where the cultural difference is. Completely different thing. Mind you, if you're a black person, black American, you should be offended by this. So this guy, he said he comes to America, foreign black, to a foreign college, right? He goes there, he sees a US official. He claims it was former Governor Patterson of New York. So he sees few students protesting. He didn't know why. He joined them and he spat on Patterson. See, as an American, I'm very offended to hear that a foreign black person came here and spat on our elected official. You should be offended by this. But guess what? They're going to put him under the black column. They would say, oh, look at these blacks. Probably they put him as a black American. Look at these black Americans. They have no manners, disrespectful. They would put that on black Americans. See, many of us that come here, especially from my country, that's what we don't go and disgrace ourselves or our country. What do I look like going and spitting on another man? That's disrespectful. In fact, that is assault. That is assault. But that's what he committed. So he said he lived in America for about 5 years. See, I've lived in America long enough where some people weren't even born now they are born, went through school, grown up, and qualify enough to have jobs, old enough to have jobs. So most people's lifetime, you want to talk about 4 years? This is ignorant at best. It's ignorant at best. Seriously, people, I want you to think about this. I get it. When you're on the internet, you want to get this sensation whatsoever, but use logic. After you get entertained, use logic. If it sounds like BS to you, pay more attention. It might be BS. I don't know if these people, they're just entertained by these silly talks, but I do know if this is what they keep showing, is their thought process.
So I know America. I know enough about it. The America that Afrodama speaks about doesn't exist. But I think I'm not going to try and convince you of that.
Oh, the America that Afrodama speaks of doesn't exist. Which America do I talk about? Oh, the America where I roll in my big, nice American truck, sit in my big American house, created company, employing people. Maybe to you, that type of America will never exist. But that America do exist because people like me and others create it. See, I'm not the one who looks for who is going to do it for me. If it's not there, I create it. Plain and simple. But you see, that doesn't even cross his head. If the America I'm talking about, if that doesn't exist, believe you me, I will not be in America. I will not be in America. So he's not even making sense. If he's really true to what he's saying, he'll be in Jamaica, not Austria. Not Austria. He wasn't born there, but that's where he lives. Imagine if everybody has to be held to, hey, you got to stay where you were born. You got to stay there till you die. No, I happen to be smart enough to understand the skills and intelligence I have. I looked for the environment that supports it. And that's what I'm doing. That's the life I'm living. Hey, sometimes you could be born in a place where the environment is not conducive with the skills and talents you have. And that's totally okay. No hard feelings. But I would be a good example for people coming behind to see what resilience and hard work brings. I believe in hard work, and that's what I do. Hard work. But sitting there talking, the guy's too lazy to even do real research. I found a video to prove to you guys. There's a lady named, Loving KK, right? Another quote unquote repat. In fact, someone sent me a video. She made a video about the repat snitches of the Gambia. So these guys are all in cahoots with the drama. You guys remember when the Negropean used to make videos about the bags quite a bit? That KK was the one doing all that, in quote unquote investigation. He does that investigation to try to show that this man was arrested and taken to jail. So I see this pattern with a lot of Black people. To say, oh, you're arrested, taken to jail. Look, you can go to jail. Anybody can get arrested, go to jail. It doesn't mean you're guilty. In fact, I'll tell you a story. Me that's talking to you. I've told you guys this story before. I got arrested before, okay? So here's why I got arrested. Pulled up, parked my car. So this one guy, white guy, for some reason he keyed my Benz and he thought that was funny. Okay? But long story short, Reason why I was arrested, because when the police got called, this guy, mind you, he keyed my car, but then he lied and said I choked him. People, imagine, do I look like the type who would choke somebody just because they keyed my Benz, my nice shiny Benz? But they arrested me. I could have tried to resist and say, oh, I didn't do anything. You know, I don't know if it's size discrimination, but whatever it is, they took me to jail, to the slammer. But I was innocent. But they still took me to the slammer, right? I went to court, fought it, and exonerated myself. But prior to all that, they tried to say, oh, we'll give you, pay $25 communities and do community service, and you're good to go. I knew that was a trap. I knew I was innocent. But some people are in a rush. They would have taken that because they are scared of, what if I lose? But I was confident, okay? And if I'm not guilty. So even, for example, if they found me guilty, imagine you say, oh, Afridamus was arrested, and then you go read the story. You find out it was somebody that keyed my car. Someone I didn't even do anything to. And they said, oh, he choked him. Even if I did, I didn't choke him, but even if I did, would you blame me? Would you blame me for that? But you got somebody like the Negropean putting out stories about the Bag family. I can understand if they were scamming somebody, you talk about that story. But to say he was arrested for stealing candy, I mean, I'm not sure if it's exactly candy, but this is the type of stories he was putting out. So this K&K lady was the one giving him the information on this. Just like Juliet was giving informations to the Negropean about other people, especially the Black Americans in the Gambia. So this is why, when people are saying here in the chat, but he exposed such and such. But people, ask yourself this question. Apart from Juliet, whom we saw other people confront her, the other people he's talked about, what proof have we seen? What proof? And someone, oh, Afridamus, but you took on Juliet, because I saw Juliet on an actual call with the people that said she scammed them. So, and she was being super arrogant, right? So somebody has to push back on her, somebody that understands the mindset of the people in that country. I saw exactly what was happening. So I brought another thinking to the people so they see exactly what is happening. But now the Negropean wants to replace those people. Now he wants to tell Africans like myself what I should do. He said, I love America too much. Really? What amount of like or love would be appropriate for you, the Negropean? What amount? That's what I want to know. What amount? Okay, sorry.
I think it's better if you just go there and see for yourself. Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry,
I'm not
guys.
following AFCON. Let's have a look. But I will now.
So I want you to hear the fantasy he's about to spread here. A lot of people with Negropean thinking, this is what they think about Africa. Listen to this, if this is reality or not.
Definitely will now.
What the? This man is about to make mincemeat of his man parts. Ouch!
Right, Gambia's not there. Did Senegal? No, Nigeria won, right? Nigeria beat Egypt or something like that. That's crazy. Who are you rooting for? Who am I rooting for? It's a good question. You know, us in the diaspora, like I said before, we've been brought up to believe that Africa is just one big entity, you know.
Okay. I'll break this down, but I'll let him finish it.
So it's difficult. It's difficult for me to say, but
So this is how you know this guy is just full of it. So he was raised, you heard him, he said, Africa to be one big entity. So you're not African. Cool, right? So it's the Cup of Nations happening right now, in case you guys are not, catching up with it. And they have the African Cup of Nations, just like they have the European Cup of Nations. So this guy lives in Austria. So you think if England and Austria is playing, he's English, he's probably go to those bars. If Austria is playing the UK, England, he's going to support England because that's where he's from, right? So if Gambia is playing Ghana, for instance, you think I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to support Ghana because we are all West Africans, is one entity. That is not the truth. This is why these countries are playing against each other. By the way, Gambia made it to the second round. The team is pretty strong. Ghana is out. We were seen as underdog, and there were other countries there seeing like they were going to make it, but they didn't. So to Africans, us that are from African countries, we want our country to win. You notice when it comes to, it's like, oh, you ran from the Gambia. If truly what he's saying, if we go by his logic, why didn't he say, oh, you ran from Nigeria? Because he knows I'm not from Nigeria. He knows I'm not from there. Just like he's not from Austria. He lives there. When it comes to the European Cup of Nations, he's going to support, guess where? One of those places. He can't just say to another European, oh yeah, whichever country wins is all the same. You think it's the same if it would be the same to me if Congo wins the African Cup of Nations or if Nigeria wins it? It's not going to be the same, as if Gambia wins it. It's a different thing. So you're raised to believe Africa is just one big entity. This is their perception of Africa. But that doesn't make it a reality. It's all fake.
I don't care who wins. As long as it's West African, I don't care. Sorry.
You notice there is not a country there called West Africa. West Africa consists of 16 countries. So which country are you talking about? You think Ghana will be happy for Nigeria if Nigeria wins it? Already I've seen, smack talk online. Some of the Nigerians trolling Ghana for getting kicked out so fast. It's not the same. The same way you guys have rivalry, shit talk in Europe about your football teams, your country representing, is the same thing in Africa. So don't try to reduce Africans to your fantasy program that you grew up with. If that's how you were raised, just face reality and relearn what is true instead of making yourself look stupid.
Most Africans lose themselves after they get to the West. That could be true, you know. But do you know, it's not difficult to lose yourself in a place like New York, you know, to lose your focus. It isn't. And that's unfortunate. Oh my. Let's have a look. Aha. I think I'm going to open a business named Coconut Help Center.
You know what? If he opens a business called Coconut Help Center, I would trust that business. Even myself, I would say, yes, you can solicit the Coconut Help Center. Most definitely.
You can get a discount. I like that one. That one's funny. I haven't heard that one before. But do better. I want to see it. I want to hear a better one from you. Here arrives knowledge is power. Still waiting for their free imaginary land in Ghana. Oh man, these people. Yeah.
Do you guys see how when people suffer from the Negropean Syndrome, especially the Queen himself here, the Negropean, just look at how he pretends. How he pretends this. That free land in Ghana. Do you honestly believe the Negropean, he cares? He cares if you have that land or not? No. The Negropean wants to come and gossip about few people. Oh, make sure he gets his 30-minute stream, because you know his live streams are hard to watch since he's super boring. As you guys can see here, it is hard to watch. So that's why it's mostly going to be about reading, you know, silly comments. But yeah, let's hear a little bit of this Negropean so you guys will know when you come across this type of Negropean talk, you would understand this is not how us Africans think, especially Gambia. This is not how we roll. Just because you guys went and met few people who probably don't understand what you're saying and they just pretend to go along, it doesn't mean they are dumb. They're not dumb. Trust me, if you know the Gambian, you would know majority of the people you're coming in contact with, they are not dumb. But maybe the edge you have over them is this fantasy about the Western world. So they're distracted. They're not paying attention to what you're saying. But then when it comes to people like me, I have plenty of time, plenty of Wi-Fi, plenty of electricity to break down exactly what is being said here. Let's continue.
Yeah. I really can't say anything about that. Buy your land first and then get your, you know, because land in Ghana is still reasonably priced, you know, 5,000 for one plot, right? Or 4,500, depending on who you go through. So, yeah. Most Africans lose them. So sorry, I've read that one already. Let's have a look. In the woke Western culture, one day we'll do. Michelle Thomas. Hello, Michelle Thomas. I'm an African American and I don't love America.
So pretty much what he's showing, they like to hear Americans, you know, they like to hear Americans say, oh, America is not a great place. America, you know, is a terrible place for all the people that live there. They don't love America. This is supposed to be the selling point. Cool. You might not like America, but that doesn't mean I don't have to like it. I don't have to be somebody that hates the place. We are not the same people. We don't have the same dreams. Maybe you don't have what it takes to do here. Let's see. Audrey said Afridamus has 540 subscribers. No, I have more than that. I don't know what this person is talking about. Let's see. Belasti said if he actually reaped the benefits of America, he would still be in America, not UK. That's right, Balasti. Who gets to be in US and proceeds to work and proceeds to move to the UK? It's either he failed in the US or just lying about living in the US. Balasti, I'm absolutely on board with that. You see, the difference between me and most of these people, like the unapologetic Negropean or people that suffer from that syndrome, I don't have to fake anything, people. I don't have to. Just like I let this guy tell you what you need to know with his own tongue, all I had to do is break it down. And let's see here. Oh, I see the Negropean is here to visit. Negropean, thank you for stopping by uh, to hear this breakdown of how you are operating. Um, I hope you had a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to drop the line, but this is a short show. I'm already halfway through it. Um, I didn't want to stay here long. I didn't want to waste a lot more time on this Negropean syndrome. I don't want to waste any more time with it. But I'm gonna do a part two to this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll definitely do a part two to this. So on that day, I'll open the line. Audrey said, let's hear from the Negropean. Audrey, the Negropean is here. He knows. I have in fact contacted Negropean before to have a conversation in front of people. Nothing wild, just regular conversation. He didn't take the bet. He didn't take the offer. But then he goes on to make all these videos talking about me. So he obviously, there's no need for that conversation, right? I have to just break it down. Maybe part two, when I open the line, he's free to call in. Okay? But I'm gonna go finish up what I'm doing. I want to see you guys here tomorrow. We're going to do Audrey wants me to give the Negropean a second chance. To be honest, today, Audrey, I didn't plan on opening the line because as you know, you've been here longer than many people. Sometimes I come, I break it down, just for me to break it down, and then another time I open the line. So we're gonna have another program where I'm going to open the line and people can call in. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. I hope that's been very enlightening to help you understand what a Negropean is, what that thinking process is, the behaviors of a Negropean. I hope this breakdown have helped you understand what I'm talking about here. I use the clips to help you have an actual example of what I'm talking about. So let's see here. Some of you guys are funny, man. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. Get your popcorns. The line's going to be open, and we keep it respectful as usual. And I hope you have a wonderful Friday. All right.